Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. So we're working on the book Pearson Math Makes Sense grade 5. We are working on chapter 1, that is patterns and equations, and the lessons we're going to cover today are solving equations involving addition and subtraction and solving equations involving multiplication and division. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, here I'm on the lesson 6 from the unit 1. Solving equations involving addition and subtraction. So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Solve each equation. Which strategy will you use? So you have to solve the first one is 20 equals c plus 1. 20 equals c plus 1. Basically, you have to calculate the value of c, right? C is the variable here, and you have to calculate the value of c. So plus is, you have plus 1 on this side. First of all, you have to remove that 1 from here. So 1 is adding to c, right? So opposite to subtract, addition is subtraction, right? So you have to subtract 1 both sides because that is an equation. You have to do every step both sides. So you have to subtract 1 both sides, right? So 1 minus 1 makes 0. You are left with c here, and 20 minus 1 is 19. So the correct option is c equals 19, right? Equation means you have to keep both sides balanced, right? So that's why whatever operation you are performing on the right hand side, you have to perform it also on the left hand side, right? The next one is c plus 2 equals 20. C plus 2 equals 20, right? So you can see you have to calculate the value of c basically from the here. So first of all, you have to remove that 2. Mm, where is the mm, okay, so you have to remove that 2 from here. So 2 is adding, so opposite to addition is subtraction. You have to subtract 2 both sides, right? So 2 minus 2 makes 0. You are left with c here, and 20 minus 2 is 18. That means c is 18. You can also check by adding 18 plus 2 equals 20. Just add 18, 19, 20. 20 equals 20, right? Okay, let me just see how many questions do we have in the lesson, because I have to skip some. We cannot do all of them. Okay, the last one is 20 equals 4 plus c. Okay, so you have to evaluate the equation for c. So first of all, you have to remove that 4 from here. So 4 is adding to c. So opposite to addition is subtraction. That means you have to subtract 4 both sides. So 4 minus 4 makes 0. You are left with just c, and 20 minus 4 is 16. So c equals 16, right? Okay, let's just start with question number 2. Solve each equation. A is 10 equals n minus 1. Okay, you have to evaluate the equation for n. So 1 is subtracting from n, right? So opposite to subtraction is addition. So you have to add 1 both sides, right? So 1 minus 1 is 0. 10 plus 1 is 11. So keep this Very important point here in your mind, addition and subtraction are opposite to each other, right? The next one is 10 minus n equals 3. Okay, here and you have a negative sign with the n, right? Let's just make n positive. Add n both sides, right? N minus n is 0. You can see now n is positive. 10 equals 3 plus n. Remove that 3 from here, right? Subtract 3 both sides. So it would be 10 minus 3, 3 minus 3 plus n. 3 minus 3 is 0. You are left with n equals 7, right? Okay, for each question 3 to 7, write an equation, solve the equation to solve the problem. Okay, you have to write the equation and also you have to solve them. Okay, Scott and Jamie have a collection of autographed picture, right? Altogether they have 36 pictures. Scott has 13. How many pictures does Jamie have? You can't hear me? But why? I can hear myself. You have to fix your. Hello everyone, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, Scott and Jamie have a collection of autographed pictures, right? Altogether, they have 36 pictures. Scott has 13 pictures. How many pictures does Jamie have? Okay, first of all, you have to write down the equation, then you have to solve. Okay. Okay. Scott and Jamie have a collection of autograph picture. For example, I'm going to use a variable S for Scott and J for Jamie. All together they have 36. That means if you add the pictures they both have, the answer is 36, right? Scott has 13. So we know that Scott has 13 pictures, right? Let's just replace S with the pictures Scott have, right? It would be 13 plus J equals 36. That is basically the equation you have to solve, right? Let me just write it down on the board. Okay, so here is the question. Okay, so together they have 36 pictures. So it would be S plus J equals 36 from this line. Altogether they have 36, right? Then Scott have 13. Replace the S with 13. That is the pictures Scott have. 13 plus J equals 36. Now you have to calculate the pictures Jamie have. So you have to remove that 13 from here. So 13 is adding. That means you have to subtract 13 both sides. So it would be 36 minus 13. 13 minus 13, 0. You are left with just J. And 36 minus 13 is 6 minus 3 is 323. That means Jamie have 23 pictures, right? If you have any question, you can just write down the question in the chat box. Okay, question number 14. Let me be quick, right? The girls' hockey team have 32 jerseys. Okay, the girls field hockey team has 32 jerseys. Some of these jerseys are new. 19 jerseys are from old year. From last year, how many jerseys are new? Okay, team has 32, right? O for old and N for new, right? So old and new together they have 32, right? Some of these are new. 19 jerseys are from last year. That means 19 jerseys old one from, right? So old one are 19. Just replace the O with 19. 19 plus N equals 32. So you have to add 19, subtract 19 both sides, right? 32 minus 19. So 19 minus 19 is 0. You are left with N. And 32 minus 19 is 13. That means 19 of the jerseys are old and 13 of them are new. Got it? The next one is Mandeep buys a case of 24 can of juice in 1 week. Okay. Mandeep buys a case of 24 juice can, right? In 1 week, Mandeep drinks 11 cans. How many cans are left? So he buy 24. In 1 week, he drinks 11 can. And how many cans you are left? He left. So 24 minus 11 is 13. That means he have 13 cans now, right? Okay, let's just start with the next one. Okay, Shola wants to buy Shola wants to add 40 files to a folder in her laptop computer. There is only enough room for 13 files. So Shola didn't delete any files. How many files will not fit? See, oh, he already have 14, right? No, he want to add 40 files, but he have just space for 13. How many files cannot be fit? 13 are the files that can fit out of 40, right? So how many files cannot fit? 40 minus 13 is 27. That means 27 files will not fit in the folder, right? Out of the 40, just 13 files can fit in the folder. That means 27 files cannot be fitted in the folder, right? Okay, the next one is a ribbon is 45 centimeter long. Adam cuts off a piece. The ribbon that is left is 12 centimeter long, right? That means out of 45, he cut a piece, right? You don't know how much the length piece he cut. The ribbon that is left is 12 centimeter long. How long was the piece Adam cut off? You have to calculate the value of P, right? So let's just make P positive first, right? Add P both sides. 45 equals 12 plus P. Now move 12 other side, right? You have to subtract 12 both sides because 12 minus 12 is 0. So you are left with P here, and 45 minus 23 is 23 centimeters. That means the piece Adam cut off is 23 centimeter long, right? Okay, let's just start with the next one. For each equation, write a story problem that could be solved by using equation. Okay, you are given the equations, you have to write down the stories. The first one is 30 equals a plus 5. Okay, you can make a story like this. For example, Ali has, okay, Ali has collected some stones from the seashore. His brother have also 5 seashores, right? So together they have 30 seashores. You have to calculate the stones Ali have, right? That is the story you can make for the A part. For the rest of the parts, you can make stories on your own. I am not good in making stories. Let's just solve this one. They are you have to solve them exactly. You are doing the ones earlier. You have to remove that 5. So as subtract 5 both sides. It would be 30 minus 5. 5 minus 5 is cancel out. 30 minus 5 is 12. That means Ali have 25 stones, right? You can do B, C, and D on your own. Let's just start with question number 9. Write as many different equations you can write for this problem. Sandra and Kirk has 72 linking cubes. Kirk has 28. How many cubes? Okay, Sandra and Kirk, that means together they have 72 linking cubes. Kirk has 28. Replace k with 28, right? It would be s plus 28 equals 72. Just solve. Subtract 28 both sides. So it would be 72 minus 28. 28 minus 28 is 0. And then 72 minus 28 is 44. That means Kirk has 44 linking cubes, right? Okay, so let's just start with the next lesson. We are done with the lesson. Let's just start with the next lesson. The next lesson is solving equations involving multiplication and division. Okay, let's start with practice questions. Solve each equation. Let's just start with question number 1. You have to do 2 times m equals 4. Okay, 2 times m equals 4. You have to solve the equation. So the lesson we just did is we are solving the equations that have addition and subtraction, right? Now we're going to do multiplication and division. So multiplication and division are opposite to each other, right? Same, multiplication and division are opposite to each other, right? So 2 is multiplying to m, so opposite to multiplication is division. You have to divide both sides by m. Just divide, you are left with m equals 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the correct option is 2. Okay, so m equals 2. Let's just do c part. 2 times m equals 8 because they are exactly same, right? So I'm going to skip some of them. 2 times m equals 8. So you have to do the same thing. 2 is multiplying to m, so opposite to multiplication is division. You have to divide both sides by 2, right? 2 and 2 cancel out and you are left with m equals 2 times what number is 8? M equals 2 times 4 is 8, so m equals 4. Okay, let's just do another one. 3 times m equals 24. Okay, so so 3 is multiplying to m, so opposite to multiplication is division. You have to divide both sides by 3. So 3 and 3 cancel out, and 3 times what number is 24? 3 times 8 is 24, so m equals 8, right? Okay, let's just start with question number 2. Solve each equation. 20 equals 5c. Excuse me. 20 equals 5c. Okay, so the in question number 1 you have a multiplication sign, right, between a number and a variable, but here you're not given with any sign. But if you're not given with any sign, that means they are multiplying, right? 5c means 5 is multiplying to c. So opposite to multiplication is division. You have to divide both sides by 5. So it would be 5 and 5 cancel out. 5 times 4 is 20, so c equals 4, right? Okay, let's do 7c equals 56. So 7 is multiplying to c, so opposite to multiplication is division. You have to divide both sides by 7. So 7 and 7 cancel out. 7 times what number is 56? 7 times 8 is 56, right? Let's just do last one. 54 equals 9c. So 9 is multiplying to C, and opposite to multiplication is division. You have to divide both sides by C. So 9 times what number is 54? Okay. 9 times 6 is 54, so it is 6. The next one is, let's start with question number 3, right? N equals 16 divided by 2. N equals 16 divided by 2. So you have the variable already isolated. You just have to divide the numbers. So 16 divided by 2 equals 16 divided by 2 equals 8. 2 times what number is 16? 2 times 8 is 16. So 16 divided by 2 is 8, right? Okay, the next one is 70. N equals 72 divided by 8. So 8 times what number is 72? Eight times 9 is 72, so N equals 9. No one is answering. Why? Okay, the next one is 25 divided by N equals 5. You have to isolate the variable now, right? Okay, you can see 25 is multiplying to, 25 is dividing to 5, right? It would be like this, 25 divided by N equals 5, right? If you write it with division sign, it would be like this. So opposite to division is multiplication. Let's just multiply both sides by N. 5 and 5 cancel out, so you are left with 25 equals 5N. Now you have to evaluate the value of 5, so you can just divide both sides by 5. So it would be N equals 25 divided by 5 is 5. Also, you can see if you put 5 here, it would be 25 divided by 5 equals 5, right? Okay, the next one is N equals 72. No, not this one. 5 equals N divided by 6. Okay, N divided by 6, you can write it like this, right? So opposite to division is multiplication, multiplied both sides by 6. So it would be 6 times 5 is 30. So N equals 30, right? Okay, let's just start with question number 5, right? Okay, for a traditional burning ceremony, Cam had 22 candles of cedar logs. Each bundle contained 3 logs. How many logs did Cam have altogether? Okay, for a traditional burning ceremony, Cam had 32 bundles of cedar logs. Each bundle contained 32. So 22, the total bundles are 22. And in each bundle you have 3 logs. How many logs did Cam have altogether? So you have to do 22 times 3. That n is the logs, the total number of logs Cam have, right? Just multiply that, means Cam have 66 logs, right? Question 6 is Holly made a comic book with 8 pages. She had several copies of the book printed. Holly paid for 96 pages together. How many comic book did she printed? So one book has 8 pages, right? And he paid for 96 pages. You have to calculate how many books he have. So it would be 96 divided by 8, and n is the number of books. So it would be 12. That means he printed 12 books, right? Okay. Stockley used his computer. Stockley used his computer to write and record a drum track. Each bar of the song had 4 beats. The printout showed 31 bars of music. How many beats did Stockley record? Okay, one each bar of the song had 4 beats. The printout showed 31 bars, right? So one bar has 4 beats, right? And 31 bar of the music. That means you have to do 31 times 4, right? 31 times 4 is, that means Stockley record 124 beats, right? Question number 8. Kimberly left Edmonton for a long car trip. He traveled 400 kilometers in 5 hours. About how far did Kimberly travel in 1 hour? So 400 kilometers in 5 hours. We have to calculate the distance he traveled in 1 hour. So you have to divide 400 by 5. It would be 80 kilometers. That means in 1 hour she covered 80 kilometers. Right? Okay, Tijan picked canned cranberries for 1 week. Each day he picked 30 baskets of cranberries. How many baskets did Tijan pick in 7 days? Each day he picked 30. So for 7 days you have to do 7 times 30. That means the total of the baskets is 210, right? Okay, question number 10. For each equation, write a story problem that could be solved by using the equation by using the equation. Okay, you are given the equations, you have to write down the stories. For example, for the 45 equals 5n. For example, for the first one, 45 equals 5n, you can write cost of one pencil is $5, right? So Stecky paid $45 for the pencils. You have to calculate how many pencils he bought, right? So you have to write down the equation stories for the equations, right? Okay, question number 11. Write an equation. Write a story problem that could be solved by using the equation. Solve the equation and the problem. What other equations could? Okay, you have to write an equation. Let me just write an equation. M times 7 is 84, right? You have to write down the equation. Story, right? The story is the story is Stecky picked flowers for 1 week. Each day he picks 7 flowers. So after how many days he have 84 flowers, right? You can write down any story. You have to solve the equation. M is multiplying to 7. So opposite to multiplication is division. You have to divide both sides by 7. So M equals 12. That means after for 12 days he collected 7 flowers, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. So we were working on grade 5 math, and the lessons we have covered today are Pearson Maths Makes Sense grade 5. We're working on chapter 1, that is equation patterns and equations. The lessons we have covered today are solving equations involving addition and subtraction, and the other lesson is solving equation involving multiplication and division. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the questions I skipped. So if you need more help with the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. So if you have any question, you can please ask. I am waiting for the questions from your side. Please ask questions if you have any. Please ask questions if you have any. Okay, no questions.